Hi there, I'm wanting to give a small overview of my home layout to this point. I've got various kits to build and put on it, and I cut out paper mock-ups of the various buildings and placed them on here. And as I look at it, I see that I'm going to need more buildings, still pretty sparsely spaced in areas. But here's one of the features of my T-Trak layout. Being a double depth module, so I cover both sides of the table, I have all the center area to work with. Now I decided to put a tram loop in my system. And you see the little Kato Hiroshima Hamburg tram going around. I figured out how to work something I've been wanting to do, and it turned out to be absolutely simple. Watch this. I just changed the direction, and that's all. Oh, I just cleaned the track and that turnout got thrown. You can see how the tram sits here and just loops in either end until I decide to reverse the direction again. At which time it departs the loop, comes back across and enters the other loop and continues there. No special controllers, just plain DC power. In fact, the DC power is being applied to the whole loop-to-loop setup at this one point here. The secret that makes this work are the Tomix turnouts. I'm using the C140-30 turnouts, a left and a right. It's a 140 millimeter radius curve on the turnout, 30-degree angle of departure. And they are power routing and insulated for the output tracks. To my knowledge, the turnouts will do this at various sizes of the Tomix. I'm going to be testing that in the next few weeks. All my spare time, Another feature in the layout here is this Y. Pardon the bright spot, that's the sun coming in through an overhead window. It'll go away slowly. But I have a Y generated here. This is a standard T-Trak double module, 620 millimeter length. I have a Kato track piece cut and fit here and at the other end, and then the Tomix track forming the Y coming all the way back out through the diamond and across the main lines. Going down to the other end and loop there. Both end pieces of the layout use the 282 millimeter, 315 millimeter Kato catted track, plus an extra straight piece on each one to give me a power feed on the end loops. So they're just a little bit longer than a standard T-Trak corner or end would be. Otherwise, I have 2 single depth modules next to the corner on each end and 2 double depth modules. So that's 6 plus 6 feet about, plus the end loop. So this is about 8.5 feet long in 6 modules. I'm still in the phase of collecting building kits and deciding what I'm going to do. I may have to do some massive rearranging before I get to finish this, so I'm keeping my kits in the boxes. It's easier to keep them safe that way. One of the things I've done right down here, this house here, and I'm not sure where it's going to wind up, I've repurposed the Wicked Wanda's kit. I'm going to make it into a small Victorian home of the widow and owner of the mine that supports this town. And find an appropriate vehicle to park beside it. But that's how I want to use that. Otherwise, they're pretty much standard arrangements on them. Going back the other way. This is the Cobble Creek Station and microengineering filling station. This hotel and the large church building at the other end are Osborne kits out of Canada. As I said, I haven't put them together, but I've looked at them and they look pretty good. They do look pretty good. That set of buildings back in the end is going to be the low-income end of the world, and that may be a part of a hill with a track tunneling through. And back in this front corner there on the left, you see the microengineering little mine kit for the individual miner. I don't know how much terrain I'm going to be able to put on this thing, but I do want to make it very vertically oriented if I can. A lot of hills and mountain areas. One other thing I'm doing, I've got a set of 3, I think it's A and B kits. It's hard for me to remember these things. And between them sticking up are some external enclosed staircases. That'll be cut down to size. I want it to look like these 3 company houses were remodeled to add second floor occupancy separate from the first. Then there's 3 more company houses. The little brown ones are A and B shacks. The 3 back here in the back on the left, and these other 3 gray ones here, all 6 of them are actually Reese Street row houses off of Grantline. The other housing thing I'm really looking forward to see come together is this set of houses here. There's two sets of three here. Modern row houses, or modern, whatever time period you were talking about. Long, tall row houses. Tall, narrow row houses, I get it. And I'm going to put the 6 of them together. We're probably going to do it like this because they'll match up to the road containing the tram track. And paint each one a different color, like they do in many cities where those are brightly painted and often referred to as the painted ladies. And here's 3 more houses and the Osborne church building kit in the background. Can't remember offhand the name of the one in the middle, but the two on either side of it are the Thelma and Stanley kit pair. That's about it for where I am to now. At least I can run trains on the outside and now run my tram on the inside. Eventually I will have to watch out for action on the tail track. And I do have a place for this tail track to go off to at whatever distance I want. It will be on a module I've been working on for a while. An industrial park has a single track entry with diamond crossings like these onto it, and that will get it onto the T-Trak loops over there. But that's another subject for another day. Anyway, I just wanted to show you what I'm doing and where I think I'm headed and the progress I've made on this. I could run this tram with a Tomix 5563 automated controller box, which is smaller than the turnout, and that will give you random starts, stops, random speeds, and random direction. I was trying that out the other day, and it'd run for a little bit and it'd stop and it'd reverse, and when it reversed it just came right across all the way to the other loop. The only problem with using that little box is I've got to be careful where it decides to stop. If it decides to stop on the turnout, it could wind up being in trouble if it reverses direction from there. So, something to be worked on, as always. Alright guys, thanks for looking. I'm going to shut this off and go stick it up on the tube.